Well, here we are again, folks. So excited that you are tuning in to the Lila's podcast once again. Um, we have finally, and I want to say finally, have
Yeah.
someone here with the answers on skincare, on aging, on adult acne, on what do we do and how do we maintain the largest organ in our body.
Mm.
And I am so thankful that the person that we have coming on is not only a true expert, numerous certifications, years of expertise, absolutely gorgeous herself,
Yes.
um, a great friend of mine, as well as my esthetician who I've been seeing for about like 2 years. And so we've been on this whole journey for a while. And the things that I've learned and how my skin looks now is all due to you. And so
Uh,
thank you so much.
You did your part too.
I do whatever you tell me. We're so happy that you're on here and that you're able to kind of like dive into this with us. So tell us first, like, how did you get into skincare? Like the whole profession and what it is about your job that you just kind of love.
So I came into aesthetics skincare a little bit later in the game. I have a background in medical sales, actually. I wanted to do something that I really enjoyed, and I always had an interest in skincare and aesthetics. And so I decided to research programs, and I ended up going to the Aveda Institute in Columbus. And it's by far the best decision that I've ever made. I mean, I have the best clients in the world, and it's just so rewarding to be able to, go through the process with everyone because everyone's so different, and
Mhm.
their journey looks different, but it's just so much fun.
That is cool. I love it how you pivoted because we talk about that a lot, like on the podcast. It's like, we all tend to kind of just stay in like a comfort zone, whether it be a career or relationship or whatever. And so for you to have actually just been like, you know what? No. And then just totally restarted in a completely different field. That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm so glad that I did that because it took a lot of, guts on my part because I'm
Yeah.
really not that person. Like, I'll just stay right here because it's the safe thing to do. But I feel like at the end of the day, it's all in what makes you happy, and this is it.
Well, just my opinion, your skin is gorgeous, and so I'm curious, I
Thank-
have to know how old you are. Have you hit 40 yet?
Listen, I turn 40 the 28th of this month, so it
Okay,
is.
so you are in the
Yep,
club.
I am. I'm there, girl.
Because it
I'm
is
there.
different, and our skin has definitely changed, and we've talked about this a lot. Sarah and I, neither of us have gone the Botox route. We just not no hate, no shade. We just personally haven't tried it yet. Not to say that we won't, but I'll buy all the creams, like facial. We like to do all that kind of stuff, and so we're constantly talking about our skin and how it's changed, and it's your face. It's so important to us, at least it is to me.
Mhm.
And so as we get older, just it feels a little bit like a moving target sometimes. Like what are we, what we're treating?
Yes.
But I have to say, and I'm curious to hear your thoughts on this. I'm a huge fan now. I'm 1 year in of using barefaced products. And I think it has totally changed my skin at almost 43 years old. So I'm curious if you've ever heard of that product and if you use it.
I have not
Okay.
actually. I have not heard of that, but I think that, if you don't want to go the Botox route, even if you do do those things, skincare is number one.
Right.
If you find something that you like and that works for you, I think that's 80% of the results that you're going to see is just, when you take care of your skin and you have a solid regimen that works for you.
Mhm.
Yes, absolutely. So
Definitely.
it's not even necessarily like what it is. Like, sure, you want to know what products you're using and use them correctly. But like, if you have found something that works for your skin, that's like 80% of the battle right there.
It and there's something to be said about medical grade skincare. It's
Mhm.
a lot of it is at a higher price point, but when you're wanting to focus on your skin, it is an investment and consistency. And the thing with medical grade is that there's science behind it. I mean, it works.
Mhm.
So it's so worth it.
Mhm. That's definitely true. I know that, whenever I first started with you and I told you, I'm huge on talking to whoever your provider is about what your goals are. And I told you, I was like, I don't really wanna wear a whole bunch of makeup
Mhm.
anymore. I'm Every time I go, I'm wanting to target, like, the fine lines and the wrinkles and stuff like that, and I think one of the cool things that you did, again, kinda going to, like, even like a evidence-based practice or provider, you did this, like, crazy picture thing. Do you remember that in my
The
face?
the Vizia, yes, it's incredible.
So tell us about that because that is something that I think, again, I don't want it just to be, well, I think I'm looking better. But if to
Right.
have something that I can actually look back on and see that it is working, I think is a great tool.
That's one of the reasons why we love it. Every new client that steps into our building gets one. It is essentially a skin analysis. So it takes your age and your skin type demographic and puts you into a group.
Mm.
So it's based off of 100 people that are your same age and skin type, and it breaks it down into categories. So when we talk about, fine lines and wrinkles, pores, texture, things that we can physically see on the surface, but it also shows us underneath the skin, like that sun damage, hyperpigmentation, redness, and inflammation under there, which is really cool because, it has multiple benefits, but when we start to incorporate different serums into your skin or get you starting to do like facials every month or different or like advanced treatments, it's great to see those pictures side by side
Mhm.
because when you look up every single day, you're like, I don't know if I see results. But when you come back in and you see those photos side by side, you're like, okay, it is working.
Mhm.
So it's it it's it's just one of our favorite things that we do. It's amazing.
It is. And it was really cool because I know that we did that once. And then after like a year, you were like, hey, it's time to do our Visio again. Let's see like what the progress is. And I was like,
So
all right,
cool.
great. And it's like, oh, wow. Like what we're doing is
It's actually
working.
working.
And yeah.
It has the cool feature that it tells you based on your results and your actual age, like how old your skin is. So I first did it, I think I was 32 and my skin age was like 39. And so once I started to, get more serious about my skin, wear sunscreen, it went from 39 to 30.
Wow. So when you say get serious about your skin, like what is your like if you just had to give like a base recommendation for people to take care of their skin, what would be like the number one like few things that you would say to people like you have to have this as part of a aging skincare routine?
I think, and it's going to sound super simple, but sunscreen. I
Mhm.
think sunscreen is the most important thing. And I hear so many times people say, oh, my moisturizer has SPF in it, my foundation has SPF in it, but it's not nearly enough, to
The cover.
protect it from the sun. So SPF is number one. Hydration is really important, both
Mhm.
internally and using something like a hyaluronic acid just to kind of bind that water into your skin. Mainly because when you're dehydrated, you show those fine lines and wrinkles a lot quicker.
Yeah.
Um, and then I love a good growth factor. So growth factor just kind of helps stimulate that collagen. After we turn 25, we start losing a percentage of collagen every year. So that's kind of why everything we do in the aesthetic world revolves around stimulating collagen because that's what's ultimately going to help you look smoother and more youthful. So
Mhm.
growth
Mhm.
factor, hydration, and sunscreen.
Sunscreen, you said that because the creator of the product that I use, that's what she always says. She's like, don't use anything if you're not going to use sunscreen because it's all worthless. You're just putting money down the drain essentially if you're not going to put sunscreen on.
With that too, I know that you have a special certification in acne treatment.
I do.
Mm.
And whenever you were talking with me about like how acne actually develops, it was against everything I've ever read or been told my entire life. And
Yep.
I think, as we start to age, sometimes like we'll start to notice we're getting breakouts again. And it's like this hasn't happened since, I was a kid. So
Yep.
can you tell us a little bit about like acne, like adult acne, even for kids? Because you actually work with pediatric patients too. Well, I call 'em whatever, back in the medicine world, but, sorry. But you work with kids that actually, struggle with this, and that's a huge part of their self-esteem.
Yeah, it is, and I think I see I see clients that range in ages from, like, 10, 11, all the way up to people in their 80s, and it doesn't matter how you are, there are still people that struggle with it. So, there are a lot of misconceptions when it comes to acne, and even for me, when I did this course and I did this certification, I mean, I it was incredible to learn all of the things. Um, so what happens is, so how acne is formed, it's not because, you're dirty or you don't wash your face or anything like that. It is an inherited condition of the pore. So what happens is when you are non-acne prone, okay, so your pore shed one layer of skin cells a day. Whereas if you are prone to acne, within that pore, it sheds up to 5 layers a day. So it's almost too much for your body to keep up with, and it causes congestion. And here's where I'm going to blow your mind. It takes 90 days for one lesion to form.
That blows my mind.
Yeah. And so that's why it's like, this did not happen overnight. So it's not going to be able to, be treated overnight. But yeah, and everyone's case is so different. It's not, one size fits all condition. So everybody's treatment's going to be different.
Yeah, so it really is it comes down to being a comprehensive plan. It's not just like, I think whenever we were kids, it was like, what were those oxy pads? Was that what it was that you used to have to, like,
Yes.
put on your face?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. It was aggressive. They
It was
take perfect.
Right? I went to
Yeah.
I used to use the, St. Ivy's scrub, and I went right, like your face, you're horrified, and
My
that's
I do.
the exactly. Well, and that's what I went to like this class with my mother-in-law about skincare, and they were like, I told her, and the woman audibly gasped and was like, you were basically putting like sandpaper on your skin every night, like making a lesion essentially in your skin.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Yeah.
what? And so that's when I learned about using like a soft cleanser. And now I'm actually like a double cleanser. I do an oil and then another cleanser on top. So my skincare is tight right now. It's
Love
my
that.
thing, and I'm curious. I wanted to like rapid fire a couple. I don't know if they're just like popular right now, if they've been around forever, but some skincare things, and you give us like on a scale of 1 to 10 what
Okay.
you rate it as, and
Okay.
for any number of reasons. You can tell us why or why not. But what about a gua sha? Are you a fan of the gua sha?
I mean, I will say like 4, 4, 5. You
Okay.
have to be it works, but you have to be I
Huh.
mean, you have to make sure that you're religious in doing it and, other things that control that inflammation, but I mean, 4.
4. Okay, good.
Mhm.
I gua sha every single day religiously.
She's
I'm obsessed.
everything.
I just think it's good for lymph, right? Move all that like
Yes.
fluid around on your face. Is it going to make you 10 years younger? No, but it'll make you look less puffy.
Less puff.
Hydrafacials.
Oh, 10. 10 out of 10.
10. Okay, totally
Mhm,
worth the pennies.
Be worth it. Yes.
Okay.
mhm,
Yeah.
Botox.
9 out of 10.
Yeah.
mhm.
Yeah. If you want to go that route, I think there's, a lot of misconceptions about it,
Mhm.
but it's been a game changer in my
Mhm.
life. Never not do Botox.
See, that's the thing. Once you start, you're not going to stop. And I think
Yeah,
that's part of it for me too. It's just like,
yeah,
you know, it's one more thing, right? It's one more
it
appointment.
is.
It's one more thing to keep up with.
It
No hate, no shade. You never know.
no.
Retinoids.
Oh, 10 out of 10.
10.
Really?
If you're
Yes.
over a certain age, or like everybody should be using them.
Um, honestly, I think, sometimes younger, like teenagers, will be advised by their dermatologist to use it for acne purposes.
Okay.
But retinols are fantastic in anti-aging as well. So it just kind of helps speed up that cellular turnover, stimulates collagen, helps with anti-aging.
Hmm.
It checks a lot of boxes.
Hmm.
So that's another one of my favorite products as well.
Okay.
Mhm.
Eye creams.
Eye creams. I mean, I would say 5 to 6. Um, usually the serums that you use, you are safe enough to go around your eyes, and unless you have, um, significant crow's feet or wrinkles that you're targeting,
Yeah.
we that's important, but
I'm happy to hear you say that. I've never like I've found eye creams that I like, right? But I just don't ever see any results or like think that I see it. And like maybe it's the end game, maybe it's the long game. I don't know. But
yeah.
I'm never like can't really justify this money on an eye cream that I is it doing anything? I don't know.
Yeah,
Any more than my Aquaphor is doing, I don't know. And
yeah.
then how about face taping?
I'm gonna be honest with you, I've never tried face taping.
Okay. Yeah, I
I've
haven't either.
nev
I'm just curious. Do you know people that do face tape?
No, I
No.
is
Okay.
this heard of mouth taping, and I'm kind of embarrassed to say that I've not heard of face taping, but
So it's definitely a thing. So there's the mouth taping, which, a lot of people do at night for lots of
yeah,
reasons.
yeah.
And people do it while they're running too. They do like the nose tape. But this is like where you tape, I mean, you look crazy. But you kind of like tape it up, you tape up here. I think maybe one goes across the forehead. But it's basically just to like soften lines. It's like another like, non-Botox, like soften everything. Some people swear by it. I can't get into it just because I think it looks crazy. And I think if I come to bed with face tape on, my husband's gonna be like, you fucking lost it. But if you were like, Jenny, it's gonna make you look 10 years younger, I'd be like, all right, I'll try
Let me
it.
get back to you on that because I feel like I'm gonna do an experiment on myself and see. So we'll get we'll put a pin in that one.
Okay, deal. Deal.
That's hilarious. So what kind of treatments are available then? Like Jenny mentioned like the hydrafacial and like some of these other things, but lasers are used to I know we've done lasers before to target like resurfacing. People do microneedling. So can you go in and talk to us about like what are some of these other tools and what are they targeting?
Yeah, when would you use them? That's a great question.
Yeah, hydrofacials more, targeting specific concerns of the skin. Those are great to do once a month. Every skin type can benefit from those. It just kind of gives you a nice exfoliation, infuses different serums into the skin depending on what concerns you have, and it also does extractions, extracts all of the gunk from your pores. Um, those are again good for everybody. No downtime with those, and you can do once a month. Um, Also, when we talk about the more advanced treatments, microneedling is one of my favorites because anybody can benefit from microneedling. It is essentially collagen induction therapy when we use what's called the skin pin, and there's a cluster of tiny little needles, and we can adjust the depths depending on if you have significant acne scarring or rougher texture. We can go a little bit deeper in the treatment, but what we're doing is we're creating thousands and thousands of these little micro injuries, micro channels, and so they're essentially trauma to the skin. So anytime the senses trauma or injury, its natural response is to heal. So that's stimulating collagen, helping, smooth everything out, helps reduce pore size, fine
Mm.
lines and wrinkles, just has multiple benefits. And you can also add things like growth factors to it as well. But just the plain Jane microneedling is great for everyone. Um, for as far as lasers, we have what you've had the BBL, which is our broadband light. It color, so any browns and reds. And then we have, you know, more aggressive lasers like Halo, which is the big daddy that we offer, and it's great for really significant scarring, rougher texture, fine lines and wrinkles. But when you talk about, the more invasive lasers, we talk about more downtime. So it just kind of depends how
Mhm.
much you wanna spend healing, but they're all figured
Mhm.
out.
Like, how long are
Mhm.
you saying? Like weeks here of healing
No,
or no?
say probably with our most aggressive laser, maybe 7 to 10 days. And
Okay.
I mean, you'll look a little bit swollen for the first 2 or 3. Everybody has a different response. I mean,
Sure.
some people well, some people won't.
Mhm.
But they're not more than like 7 to 10 days.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And by downtime, it's not like a surgery, so it's not like you're restricted in terms of, like, movements or activities. I mean, I p I almost 100% certain I probably went for a run, like, after mine. But your face is red, you know what I mean? Like,
You just look
it's
crazy.
inflamed. Not bad, but a little pea.
A little like sunburn,
Yeah.
like a little bit at a sunburn. But we usually recommend that you don't work out super hard. If you have some microneedling or something that, everything is kind of open and exposed, you don't
Yeah.
want to get bacteria in that. You can go back to work. I mean, when we say downtime, will be a little bit red and swollen. And if you're okay with that, go ahead, sis.
Go
Like
for
go
it.
go about your daily life. Go for it.
It's so funny. But it is true. And there are also like you guys have this new thing that I love the whole lot. It's the Glow 2 facial. Like we're just starting to figure out so many different ways that we can work not only to promote collagen but to work the muscles of the
Yeah.
Yeah.
face, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So what are these new like I almost feel like they're like turbo treatments almost because it's so nice to the skin, but it feels wild.
It is the Glow 2 is a form of what we call exfoliation. So there's 8 different customizations that you can use. So if your skin is dehydrated, there's a hydrate pod, there's firming, there's, something for acne, there's 8 different ones. So what happens is we apply a layer of primer gel to the skin, then pick a specific pod, and then that activates and it kind of creates bubbles onto the skin, creates CO2 and oxygenates the skin, and then it has a an ultrasound modality to it, and that's really warming, and it's kind of like a massage, but it just kind of like collagen and smooth everything out. And then the last part is the lymphatic massage, which is everyone's favorite. It just kind of helps sculpt the face and detox your skin as well.
Mm, I love it.
It's so cool. Like whenever you're able to incorporate like different elements of this, again, based upon what your needs are, affordability or whatever, it can really make a huge difference.
Well, absolutely. It can. I think coupling, even if you don't want to go the injectable route, I
Mhm.
mean, just again, a good solid skincare routine and just do maintenance facials every month. That's
Yeah.
that's a game changer.
That's my regimen. That I always wear a hat in the sun. I always have been a hat girl.
Good. Yeah,
I'm a big
girl.
believer in that. Like, I think that that has saved my skin in many ways.
Yeah. I love the hydrafacials. We do a diamond glow because it's a little bit more abrasive, but
Yep.
not bad to try to like help
Mm.
out with that collagen. And then dermaplaning. I
Oh,
love
let's talk
having
about dermaplaning because I do this at
love it.
home, and I'm curious what your thoughts are on this.
Oh gosh. Yeah,
Yeah.
dermaplaning
I do.
is one of it's one of the most satisfying things. I mean,
So satisfying.
so we use a surgical grade scalpel to remove the peach fuzz, that dead skin.
Yeah.
That peach fuzz just kind of that's makes your skin dull. Your makeup doesn't go on as well as it should.
Yeah.
Your product doesn't, or your products don't penetrate as good as they should. So just removing that just helps everything penetrate better. And it maximizes your facials too.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah.
Love it. I
I
love a
know,
good
it's my favorite. It's like
dermaplane.
my favorite
It's like
thing.
the
Mhm.
smoothest your skin will ever feel
It's
afterwards.
And a lot of people come in with the question, will it make your hair grow back darker? No. And we're not doing anything to alter the follicle or the root. All we're doing is just removing it from the surface. So that will not happen. That's not
Mhm. That's a good thing to know because you're
Right?
right.
yeah.
I think I asked that question the first time. I was like, I've always heard it's gonna make your hair grow back, like, and I'm gonna look like, Jeff whenever he has a full beard or something. I was like, I don't need
No.
that.
It's funny. I
Don't need that.
remember like one of the Real Housewives, I think it was like a Jersey housewife, said that she's just talking about like shaving her face, and everyone was just horrified. And here we all are, like 15 years later, all of us are shaving our face. Like,
Yep.
she knew. She was one of those older housewives too. Like, she knew. She's like, you bitches, wait till you
Yeah.
hit 40, you're going to shave in your face too.
I know. Well, I know, and here we all are, right? I don't even think that guys know that that's a thing. Like, I don't know if I told Jeff that I got that done, he'd be like, "You do what?"
Right?
Like, and he'll
I
be
have
like,
no
"Do they, like,
idea.
leather you up like it's back in the barber shop?"
Leather.
You know how they, like, do?
Lather. God bless
Lather you up.
you.
There you
That's
go.
what they lather. Just get all lathered up here. Um,
I know.
It is, it's such a like, skincare to me is so interesting because my mom, I would not say that she was like somebody or my stepmoms, like, didn't really like if they did, they weren't, like, including me in their routines, and so I do feel like in some ways, like, it's kind of been our generation that has sort of taken on this, like, real skincare regimen. I mean, I can
Mm.
remember my early 30s, like, one of my girlfriends being like, "You don't have a regimen?" And I'm like, "No." But I've been using Noxzema since I was, like, 12. Does that count for something?
Yeah.
But, I mean, like, I maybe I'm wrong. Maybe everybody else's moms were like they had their 10-step skincare routine, but mine certainly didn't.
Mine
So
definitely wasn't. She was a baby oil and iodine kinda
yeah.
girl.
Yeah. We're just so different in that way, right? And I'm looking at and not in a bad way, but I'm like, I am curious to see what I'll look like if I just take really good care of my skin, like, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Not saying my mom looks bad, but I'm just curious if all of this product will actually make a difference when I'm 70.
I just think it does. I know. I'm
It's the
when I
maintenance part of it. It's the consistency part of it, don't you think?
It is. That's the biggest thing is just being
It is. And I just if I didn't have the picture, and I'm just saying, like, the picture really means a
I love
whole lot
that.
whenever you can actually see a difference within things. And I mean, of course, you can look at your face and see that it's glowy or that it's nice. And, you know, um, my husband totally supports everything that we do because he just doesn't like he just isn't that person. I don't know why he married a beauty queen, but he just doesn't like
I guess.
makeup a whole bunch. Um, but now that I have a good very dedicated skincare regimen.
Yeah.
We go through even as the seasons change sometimes, we'll go back and forth and talk about like, okay, well, maybe we want to go to this product because it's more drying outside, or you're going to be, it's winter and you just feel like you need something else, or summer and you don't want something heavy. So it is good to be able to talk about those things and figure out what's best because your skin is going to change with those seasons of the world too, not just of life, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
I am curious,
Yeah.
Leslie, do you have a regimen you do like in the winter versus in the summer? Like, does your skincare change?
I It does. So I typically use, a retinol all year round.
Okay.
Not to say that you hear a lot of times people say you shouldn't use it in the summertime, but you
Mm,
just be more mindful wearing your SPF.
yeah.
I tend to exfoliate more in the wintertime. I'll use more of like a richer moisturizer, a
Mhm.
little bit more thick, but I mean, my skincare pretty much stays the same all year round. I just kind of, vitamin C in the summer and winter, retinol winter, exfoliate and use more rich products in the wintertime as opposed to the summer.
Mhm.
Yeah, I had to learn to exfoliate less. I just really like
Yes.
that, like, gritty feeling, you know what I mean? Like, "Ugh, let's
Yeah.
take this day off my face."
With your
Yeah. Yeah, I had to learn that it's really not good for your skin to exfoliate. But I heard
one
you say vitamin C, and I use that twice a day, so I'm doing that right,
that's
right? Like, to make all the rest of your product work even better and kinda, like, eat it up. That's how I imagine it happening.
yes. Yeah, vitamin C is great for brightening. It's a good antioxidant for the skin, so it has a lot of benefits as well.
Are
That is
you a
cool.
brand loyalist? Do you have a brand you love?
I have a couple. I
Mhm.
so I have, if you see my skincare cabinet, there's, like, different things from different brands.
Uh-huh.
So there's not really one that I'm, geared toward. I like different things from different
So
ones.
what are your, like, top 5 brands that you shop from?
I I love, Skin Medica,
Okay.
Mhm.
I Zeo from
Mhm.
Dr. Spaji. I love Elastin.
Mhm.
And my new favorite is one I'm not sure, well, if you've heard of it. It's called Plated, and they have growth factors. They're a big growth factor. I'm obsessed with it. And then I actually use the Skin Better Science vitamin C.
Okay.
So those are probably my top right.
What's this growth
Mhm.
factor you all keep talking about? I've never
Mm.
heard of this.
So yeah, so growth factors, it's basically a topical serum that stimulates collagen. So
Okay.
some of will help with the elasticity in our skull. Because like I said, once we hit 25, we start losing collagen, we start losing elastin in our skin. That's what causes, sagginess, fine lines
Right.
and wrinkles.
Mhm.
Using that growth factor, it's a synthetic form of growth factor. So it works with your skin to help stimulate your own health.
Okay.
Mhm.
For all skin types, honestly, if you're 20, if you're 90, anybody can benefit from that.
And I think one of the things that you told me, again, that just kind of blew my mind that you were like, "You have got to stop," was using the, makeup removing wipes.
Mm,
Yes.
You were
So,
just, "No, girl."
no. So I will say if you are just doing it, just in a pinch just to remove your makeup and then you're going to wash your face,
yeah.
it's not so bad. But a lot of times people will just use those and it's just there's so much oil and stuff in there. It's not really removing anything like the dirt and oil from your face. So just yeah, I would just throw those away.
Throw those
Just
away.
just throw
Ta-ta.
Throw- yeah.
I have noticed a difference. Went and bought just like plain white washcloths, and I keep a huge bin of them, and I use a fresh one every night to dry my face with. And I swear that has made a difference. I like rarely break out. Like, and I swear it's from not
Mm.
using like an old dirty towel to dry your face on.
Yes. Is it the Clear Skin Club towels? They have they're disposable ones.
Oh, okay.
Um, I think Target actually sells them now. But they're disposable and you just wash your face and then, remove it with that, throw it away because there's so much
So
bacteria that
much
lives in
worse.
washcloths
Huh.
towels. So that's if you're using a new one every night, that's great. You're gonna see a huge difference.
Mhm.
Skin care
Gosh.
is no joke, man. It's so many pieces and parts. I enjoy it
Yeah.
though, I really
It
do. There's nothing that makes me happier than getting a big box of like skincare in the mail. I just reordered.
mhm.
I'm gonna be so
Yeah.
happy later this week when it comes.
Yes.
Re-upped, no doubt. I do
Mhm.
think it's neat that, A, we're talking about it, we're figuring out all this other stuff that we can kinda do for it, but I don't know, like, we certainly were not like this. I was sleeping in my makeup for days, probably up until, like, my 30s, maybe I don't know, probably later. But, like, kids this age are just so caught up in skincare too.
Yes. So
It's
Like
it
interesting.
they just don't go through that awkward phase anymore. I'm like, they have, they don't have like the weird like blue eyeshadow era.
Mm-mm.
Like they have
Well, they do,
contour
it's
full
at like
skin.
4 now.
Yeah, right. You're right.
not 18? Oh. No, but, I mean, what do you think about that, though? Like, is it okay for kids Rachel's 10. She's in the o other room.
Mhm.
Um,
In your makeup,
loves
in your skincare.
maybe. 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 But she loves skincare. Like, she loves getting those little, like, facial things that you can put on your face and just
Yeah.
wants to really kinda be involved in this. Is this something that we should be doing, like, with our kids? Is there things that she should or should not be doing?
Right. I think, for when you're 10 and 11, the fun little masks are fine. Even starting on just like a cleanser, toner, moisturizer,
Yeah.
something very clean. Don't want anything that's super aggressive. Usually wants to do that, that's fine. But again, nothing that's super aggressive. Usually with like makeup and stuff, maybe a fun little tinted sunscreen, nothing
Mhm.
too crazy.
Mm, mhm.
But I think that's fine.
That
Okay,
might be
good.
a good
Good.
opportunity to get them into wearing sunscreen, though. I never thought about that, but like, why
E-
not go ahead and get your 10-year-old used to just putting some tinted sunscreen on?
exactly. The earlier you start, the better.
That's right. She's gonna thank you
Yeah.
someday.
I know, right? Seriously, with skin cancer and everything else, or just to take care of
Just
yourself.
to,
I mean,
yeah,
come
that
on.
prevention piece of it, just
Mhm.
keeping us out of the sun. I mean, I'm sure there's a statistic, but that's got to be a huge percentage of our aging is just sun damage alone.
It is. Absolutely.
Wow. Well, I really appreciate you coming on here and talking about this. Like, I
I could
love
talk to you
talking with
all
you. I
day.
love our time together. I know it's so fun. Every time I'm see her, I'm like, "Hey, what's going on?"
I know.
We,
Sarah is just the coolest chick ever. I remember, I mean, you were one of my first, like, one of my
oh,
clients when we moved into a new building. I'm like, girl's such a badass. Like, I love her. And
Oh,
then kept
I look
back.
homeless every time I come in, but I do. I think that finding you and you listening to like what my goals were, what I
hmm
wanted to try to do for my life, I think it's literally changed, like, my life, and it sounds silly to say that, and maybe, but because 'cause we're talking about skin, but
Yeah.
it is so connected to everything that we put out there,
Mhm.
and for me to feel so much more comfortable and not having to put on, like, foundation or a bunch of makeup, and I can just walk out the door because I know that my skin looks good. I know I've been doing like, if you tell me to do something, because 'cause you're the expert. Once somebody's been crowned the expert, I'm like, I'm not I'm listening to them.
Got it.
Um, I'm doing it. Then it just changes so much, and it helps with everything at that point. Like, every area of your life is different because you've done this one thing, and so I love it. I'm there every 2 weeks unless I'm out of town. That's my routine, yeah. Using the products they say, and I'm there every 2 weeks.
Well, good for you, man. I'm not there
I
every
love it.
2 weeks, but I do think that it is so important for us to learn how to take care of our skin and not just buy things randomly and hope that slathering it all on is useful, and that's why when you find somebody you can connect with and they know you and your skin, I mean, that truly is such a game changer for so many women. We don't talk about it enough, but if your skin is bad, like that has such an impact. It's no different than if you feel bad about your weight or, it is something appearance wise that bothers you, it impacts you on a daily basis. And so I have
Mhm,
a neighbor who's very outspoken about her adult acne and how difficult it is and how, and yeah, she really puts it on social media. And I'm like, kudos to you because it's hard to show your face when it's not looking its best,
mhm,
whether that's on a video chat or on social media.
mhm,
So I do think that we sometimes don't realize how important it is. Sure, we all want to look great, but when you don't look great, it also really can have major impact on your daily functioning. So, thank you,
mhm.
Leslie, for trying to help us look great.
She does.
We wanna look like the best version of ourselves.
Yeah.
So, thank you
Mhm.
guys so much for having this was great.
Well, it was nice to
No,
meet
well,
you. You
good.
are a beauty queen.
Thank
Tell you.
I
you
know,
so much.
she's
Next time I'm
gorgeous.
in
She's
town, I'm
so
gonna have
fun.
to try to book you and see if I can get in for the real deal.
All right, folks. Well, thanks for tuning in. Be sure to find us on all of our social media. We're on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, all podcast platforms. Be sure to check out our website. We will put links to some of these products and to the retreat on
Yeah.
our website. So that way, if people are interested in hearing like what we use, I'll even post like what my skincare is. I'll take a little picture of it and you can see it that way because I love it. It's just I don't know, it's just made a big difference, so thank you so
Mhm.
much. I appreciate your time. Have the
Yeah,
rest of a good day.
Lilas,
nice to meet
nice to meet you too. Bye.